Picking up with duplicating a track on page 55. Earlier in this lesson, you created a new track and added a duplicate guitar region to make a strings part. And for this exercise, you'll duplicate the acoustic guitar track and drag copies of the parts to the duplicate track. In Lesson 8, you'll add an EQ effect to make the double track sound like a different guitar. Doubling tracks like this is a sure way to fatten the sound and make a particular musical line stand out. In this case, instead of it sounding like one guitar player, it will sound like two who practiced quite a bit because they play together in perfect unison. Go ahead and skip through 1 and 2, actually just 1. We're going to go to 2. We're going to select the acoustic guitar track header. Number 3, choose track, new track with duplicate settings, or press Command D to duplicate the selected track. I'm going to press Command D. A duplicate acoustic guitar track appears directly below the selected track. There it is, right there. We duplicated the track. Flipping the page over to page 56, creating a new track with duplicate settings makes a new track, but it does not include any regions. No problem, you already know how to do that. Project Tasks, page 56. It's time to review and practice some of the skills you've already learned in this lesson. Your goal is to select all of the regions in the first acoustic guitar track and option drag them to the new acoustic guitar track. Once the regions are in place, open the library for the new acoustic guitar track. Mute the string ensemble track so that you only hear the guitar tracks. If you have the full install of the GarageBand sounds, try all the different guitar patches during playback. If you're using the free install, try the classic clean guitar sound. When you're finished with the guitar patch trials, choose the acoustic guitar patch. Turn off the mute buttons for all the tracks and listen to the intro, verse, and chorus. Finally, save your work. If you're confident in following the above directions, go for it. If you prefer a little more guidance, here are some basic steps. So we're going to go through those steps. Step 1, click the top acoustic guitar track header to select all the regions. There we go. They're all selected. Option, drag the regions to the new acoustic guitar track. Option, I'm holding it down, clicking on the tracks, dragging it down, letting go. It says to double-click the new acoustic guitar track header to show the library for that track. So I can double-click it here. Oops. And it's not showing me. Just come up here to the library right there. That makes it easy. You're going to mute the string ensemble track. That's muting it. See how it turns to dark gray instead of green? Start playback, and in the library you're going to select a different guitar patch. Alright, so we tried all those other different guitar sounds, and if you go to step number 7 on 57, it says to select the acoustic guitar. Step 8, option click one of the active blue mute buttons to unmute all of the muted tracks. Then listen to the song with the doubled guitar part. Alright, we're hiding the library, and we're going to save our work. That's Command S. It says, voila, you've created a second acoustic guitar part without recording a new one. It's like magic. Now all this song needs is a drummer, or better music. But I digress. So we're going to create a drummer track. GarageBand has always made it easy for musicians and composers of all skill levels to create music. However, up until now, creating a realistic sounding drum track has been a challenge for those of us who don't play drums. Sure, there are pre-recorded Apple loops and drum machine patterns you can record, but in both cases the repetitive nature of the tracks have a tendency to sound like digitally created patterns rather than performances. But wait, there's more! You're about to experience one of the coolest and most intuitive GarageBand enhancements ever. Something so amazing it allows you to instantly create human-sounding drum tracks. That's right, GarageBand now features Drummer, your own virtual session drummer who follows along with your song, takes directions, and never misses a beat. Doesn't that sound amazing? So we're going to do this. Number one, it says choose track, new track, or click the add track button. So here we go. I'm just going to add a track right here. We're going to select the drummer and click create. I love this. Page 58. Whoa! The GarageBand window just transformed to accommodate your new virtual session drummer, and his name is Kyle. We also have a description of him. Influenced by modern rock, but comfortable with most genres. Kyle plays straightforward rock beats on a natural, versatile kit. And you can find him at farmersonly.com. That was a joke, class. Don't be looking him up. At a glance, you'll see both the library and drummer editor are showing. There's also a brand new SoCal drummer track below, whichever track you had selected. So it put it below this acoustic guitar track. We've got the track there, SoCal drummer. It contains 3 yellow drummer regions, each with the same name as the song part indicated in the arrangement track. So it's a good thing that we took care of naming the arrangement markers earlier, because this will play an intro beat, this will play a verse beat, and this one will play a chorus beat. So if we would have had chorus over here, then of course instead of having an intro part here, it would have said chorus down here. On the left side of the drummer editor is more information about your drummer. Yeah, we already read that. Number 3, to simplify the GarageBand window, press Y or click the library button to hide the library. You can leave the drummer editor showing, just try not to click anything until the next exercise. Feel free to zoom in or out as needed to see the entire drummer track in the timeline. So it says play the song to hear the drummer track in action. As the song plays, notice how Kyle changes things up between sections of the song to better match the music. Alright, still on 59. Kyle rocks! And so far all you've done is add a drummer track. The drum parts sound incredible, though the drummer region in the intro section feels too busy and intense for this song. No worries, you can simplify Kyle's drum kit and give him some direction to change the feel of the intro section. First, let's move the drummer track to a different position in the track area. Since there can only be one drummer track in a project, you might as well move it where it is easiest to see. So at the bottom of page 59, we've got reordering tracks. Chances are your SoCal track is near your acoustic guitar tracks. Wherever it appears in the timeline, you can easily move it by dragging the track header up or down to a new position. Your goal in this exercise is to drag the SoCal drummer track to the lowest track position so that it will be directly above the drummer editor. If you don't need to move your drummer track, you can skip ahead to the next section. We do need to move ours. So We're going to grab that and simply drag it all the way down. And watch, all of our yellow tracks will follow. I'm going to let go now. Voila. Moving over to page 60. Drag the SoCal track header downward to the empty space below the lowest track. That's what we did, the fingerstyle bass arpeggiator. We released it. Now that's it. The drummer track is directly above the drummer editor. Move into 61, exploring the drummer editor. I think we will do that on our next video.